I'm Travis Anderson. I'm going to give everyone a brief reflection on everything our cohort has accomplished throughout our 3 semesters together. As you can see here this is a timeline for each semester. What is leadership? This question defined our first semester together. Before joining the Institute, when I was asked this question, I would have answered leadership is best exemplified by activism. For example, someone who stands up for what they believe in, no matter what the cost, and no matter what anyone else says. But leadership, as we've discovered, is much more than activism. At the end of our presentation, Jessica Banda will explain to you what we believe leadership is. However, I will say that we classify leadership by the adjectives inspiration, innovation, dedication, and determination. At the end of the first semester, each student was asked to present what leadership was to them. The diversity of these presentations was truly amazing and deeply broadened our view of leadership. It was then we soon realized our cohort had great potential for success. During the second semester of the Pavlis Institute, we learned the form of rhetoric as represented by the triangle behind me, and how we could apply it to enhance our projects and presentations. We then needed to put our communication skills to practice, as well as our organizational and leadership capabilities. We did this by creating and fostering several on-campus projects. First, we split into smaller groups based on areas of project interest, which surprisingly split evenly into 4 groups. The diversity of these project interests was truly amazing and greatly reflected the multitude of majors and passions our cohort was comprised of. One project dealt with art appreciation, where the group members wanted to establish more murals, paintings, and other forms of art for a more aesthetically pleasing campus. Another group dealt with political awareness, where the members developed a networking-based organization for middle school and high school age students to be more interested and active in today's political systems. A third project dealt with humanities. Their mission was to create a donation-based program to supply food and clothing to local families who were less fortunate. The last group dealt with environmental sustainability. The members bridged their efforts together with other on-campus organizations in hopes to minimize our carbon footprint. This group has developed into the implementation stage, and you may have heard of them already, the Green Campus Enterprise. The other 3 projects were not by any means failure, but were shelved for various reasons. We have kept all information developed in hopes future Pavlis cohorts can use these projects as a learning experience with their new insight and determination, and eventually progress them into the implementation stage. We began the 3rd semester with a study of the effect technology has on the human race. To enhance the study, we were each asked to research an emerging pattern and present our findings to the class. Yet as we advanced our studies as a group, we soon recognized that our weekly 1-hour meetings were not sufficient to achieve our lofty goals for the semester ahead. We scheduled weekly meetings at local businesses and cafes for a more innovative atmosphere. It was at these meetings we decided to create e-board positions to better facilitate our inter-cohort development. Positions in this e-board position include project manager, secretary, treasurer, meeting facilitator, team historian, cohort photographer, and director of publications, relations, and communications. We had the privilege to meet 2 inspiring guest speakers, Terry Wachowski and Richard Baz. We found Richard Baz's presentation to be very intriguing, since his college required the students to travel abroad and implement projects much like the Pavlis Institute does. During his presentation, he mentioned how vital it is to conduct extensive research on the nation before we actually did our international experience. With this thought in our mind, and considering we did not know exactly which country or countries it is our cohort will be sent to, we took it upon ourselves to research potential nations suggested by Pavlis representative, with some additional nations we found through our initial research. The research was done on a personal basis, and all information was compiled and discussed in our in-class scheduled time. We will go into further detail about our research later in this presentation. During the 3rd semester, we also worked on our supplementary leadership endeavors, including our cohort's 2 official student organizations. As mentioned before, Taking Education Abroad at Michigan Tech is an organization inspired by this summer's reading 3 Cups of Tea by Greg Mortensen and David Oliver Rellin. This organization will also be explained later. The other organization is the Green Campus Enterprise, which is, as you remember, a continuation of a 2nd semester project. Brandy will speak next about this organization.